During last week's Buzz Call, there was a brief mention of the new compact layout in the Safari browser on iOS 26. I thought we'd take this opportunity to take a little closer look at it and see what this new compact layout has to offer. I have here my iPhone open to Safari settings. Let's review how I got here. I open the settings app. I navigate to the bottom of the screen where there's an app button. I open that, which reveals a screen with an alphabetic listing of all the apps I have installed on my iPhone. I navigate down through that list of apps until I get to Safari and open the settings for Safari, which is where I am now.
Safari, heading.
So I have my rotor already set to headings. So I'm going to navigate down through this list of Safari settings until I get to tabs. So here we go.
Allow Safari to access, heading, search, heading, general, heading, tabs, heading.
Here I am, tabs. Now I have three options under here, so let's take a look at them.
Selected, compact, button.
Compact, that's the one we're going to take a look at, and as you could hear, I have it already selected.
Bottom, button.
Bottom. Prior to iOS 26, this was formerly known as Tab View. This was introduced in iOS 15, and basically what Apple did is they took the address bar from the top of the screen, moved it down to the bottom, and situated it above the 5 buttons or tabs along the bottom of the screen. Our last option is
top button.
Top button. This is the traditional layout with the address bar at the top and the 5 buttons across the bottom. Prior to iOS 26, this was known as single tab view. But the one we're going to look at here is compact, so let's go back to it.
Bottom, selected, compact, button.
And you see I already have it selected. So I already have the Safari browser open, so I'm going to do a 4-finger swipe from right to left and switch to it.
Safari, accessibility menu, pop-up button.
And I am in Safari, and I am in
Welcome to iBug Today, heading left.
The iBug Today website. Okay, but let's look at what we've got in this layout, and we're looking at the bottom of the screen where I have
address, ibugtoday.org, text field.
Okay, and as I move my finger around,
more and more of our community are finding Apple and address,
doing
accessibility, more and more of our community are address, ibugtoday.org, text field.
You will see there are no buttons down there, and in fact this address bar is not really at the bottom of the screen. It is floating on the page just a little bit above the bottom of the screen, so there's a bit of the web page evident below it as well as above it. My focus now, I left it on the address bar, and I'm going to swipe from left to right.
Refresh button.
There's the refresh button. That's always been there. That reloads the page.
More button.
And I find the more button. So the tabs are all gone, and they're replaced with this more button. So I'm going to do a 1-finger double tap, and let's see what we find.
Share button.
Share. That's up at the top. So what I have is a whole list of items, and by default, it starts at the top. So I'm going to swipe from left to right and move through this. Now the share, obviously we know what that is. That was one of the buttons, and that opens the share sheet with lots of share options. Okay, so swiping from left to right.
Add to bookmark button.
That used to be a button at the bottom of the screen, and we know what that does. It'll add the current page to the bookmark list.
Add bookmark to button.
Add bookmark to. This is where I get to choose where am I adding it to. Do I add my bookmark to the bookmarks list, or do I add it to my favorites?
New tab button.
New tab. I can open a new tab. You know, you can have multiple tabs with different websites in them. So this would open a new tab.
New private tab button.
Private tab. Those two options used to be in the tab button, which was on the far right of the 5 buttons that we used to have at the bottom of the screen.
Bookmarks button.
There's a bookmarks button. That was also a button at the bottom of the screen, and that opens my list of bookmarks where I can find either my bookmarks list, my favorites, or my reading list.
All tabs button.
All tabs. This will have a display of all the open tabs so that I can choose from them, or I can close a tab if I choose.
Dismiss context menu
and
button.
Now I can dismiss this menu. And that's
accessibility
what I did.
Menu pop.
I dismissed it. That accessibility menu is up in the upper left corner of the screen, and we're not going to look at that right now. Maybe that would be a topic for a future Buzz segment. But I'm going back to that more button.
More button.
Now, do you remember on the original tab button, you used to be able to do a one finger double tap and hold and get a list, like a context menu of choices. So here we go. I'm going to do a one finger double tap and hold on the More button.
Share button.
And I have opened it up. You heard the little sound effect that let me know I've opened the little context menu. And guess what? The share is up at the top. So we're starting off at the top. I'm going to do one finger swipe from left to right.
Add to bookmarks button. Add bookmark to button.
A lot of this is the same stuff we saw when I did a one finger double tap on the More button and opened it up. So it's kind of redundant, but it's two ways to get to the same stuff.
New tab button. New private tab button. Bookmarks button. All tabs button. Dismiss context menu.
Anyway, that's a quick look at the new compact layout in the Safari browser on iOS 26. I hope you found this brief demo helpful, and we'll see you next time.